On this episode of the Turnbuckle, Triple H has not lost any interest in the Judgment Day despite some recent rumors. Akira Tozawa could potentially be leaving the WWE, and WWE are reportedly dropping Austin Theory's Selfie Gimmick. Folks, it's time to hit a people's elbow into some wrestling news because it's time for the Turnbuckle. A report recently came out from WrestleVotes that said Triple H has changed his mind about the Judgment Day stable. It was reported that Triple H, quote, wasn't really cool with the heel faction to begin with. I know back in late July or early August, whenever this whole shift happened, from what I was told, Hunter wasn't really cool with Judgment Day. Not personally, but he just didn't like the idea. But since he's grown behind it, and I think they're going to be around, for longer than anticipated. Ringside News asked around about this, and we were told that this report is not accurate. A tenured member of the creative team confirmed to us that, quote, Triple H has been behind Judgment Day since he put them together and remains behind them in a really big way. We circled back to this subject and asked Logan, before it was 100% confirmed to us that, quote, Triple H never changed his mind on them at all. He's always been behind them, still is. We will have to see what's next for the Judgment Day stable. Obviously, they're getting a lot of attention on WWE television, and only time will tell how far they will go before Triple H decides the stable has run its course. I wanted to talk about this mainly because the Judgment Day, I keep wanting to say the OC. Well, the Judgment Day are currently, they're not really feuding with the OC anymore. It's really just Styles and Balor right now, and I think the most recent development so far has been Styles and Balor are scheduled to go one-on-one with The Undertaker. No, they're scheduled to go one-on-one in Survivor Series, and recently, last night, at the time of this recording, on Monday Night Raw, it was Balor and Rollins for the U.S. title match, and then Styles came in and cost in the title, which was absolutely fantastic. Obviously, the Judgment Day are here to stay, right? Bars. And I feel as though that their stable is definitely going to be around for a pretty long time. And they are just one of those stables that, I like stables like this. I've said this before. I like stables that have a lot of different type of styles of wrestling, and I also like the fact that I also like the stables where there is a woman on it too, because they can do so many different things. They can have like a bunch of tag team matches, one-on-one matches. You can obviously do the thing where like one guy can be like, I want to face you in a match, and then he's like, well, you got to face all these guys first, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of different versatility with the stable and everything, and you can have a lot of different personalities, and then you can do the thing where like the stable starts to like fall apart and stuff. So the Judgment Day is definitely one of those I was gonna say tag team, but it's definitely one of those stables where they've got a lot of meat on the bone, you know what I'm saying? So they can really do a lot with them, and I'm really looking forward to the different types of storylines and stuff that they're going to be involved in. If AJ and Finn Balor are anything to go by, I'm obviously, it obviously goes without saying that Triple H clearly has like a lot of different like in-depth plans for them and stuff. So only time will tell what happened. But for now, I really like them. They seem pretty over. They're over they don't sound over, but they are way more over than you think they are. Next, Akira Tozawa hints at a WWE departure after Raw. As seen on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, Akira Tozawa squared off against Baron Corbin in a singles match. Tozawa looked great in the match, despite losing in the end. Fans definitely wanted to see more of him after the match. However, Akira Tozawa took to Twitter and uploaded a photo of his ring gear as he seemingly hinted at leaving the WWE. So he put on Twitter a picture of his ring gear. It looked like it was on like a hotel bed. It was all folded up and everything, and the caption said, "Thank you." Of course, it could also mean that he is simply ditching his ninja gimmick for good. Regardless, we will have to wait and see what will become of the Japanese superstar. I think that that's what's happening, because all he said was "thank you," and then it's just a picture of his ring gear. Now, obviously, when a superstar or a wrestler, is leaving the WWE or any wrestling promotion for that matter, they'll relieve like their wrestling boots or like one part of their ring gear to sort of like symbolize like this is the last time that I'm going to be in the ring and that sort of thing. But I think, because obviously he could have like done that in the ring. Yeah, he dressed down entirely, folded it up, put it in the middle ring, and took a picture, and then said thank you. He obviously could have like done what Aleister Black did, where he like waved goodbye and bowed and everything like that, but he didn't. So I feel as though that this is obviously hinting at him dropping the ninja gimmick, which obviously, he was in the match with Baron Corbin, right? And he was in the ninja gimmick in the match, and obviously, I keep saying obviously, but like it's clear to see that there's obviously there's some developments that are taking place in terms of Akira Tozawa. I want to say Austin Theory, Akira Tozawa changing his character up. I feel as though that if Akira Tozawa was not going, if Akira Tozawa was planning on leaving, he would have just like left, you know what I mean? It would be weird for him to be in a match and then he leaves instead of just being like, hey, I'm not, being here anymore. So I feel as though that he is hinting at changing his gimmick up, and I can't wait for him to come back. He's an absolutely phenomenal wrestler. You know what I mean? He did fantastic. What was it in the Cruiserweight Classic? He was fantastic on 205 Live. I mean, he's great in the ring. He's a really good comedy wrestler too. Like, despite what you may think, I know that the 24/7 shenanigans that were going on were a bit dumb, and Akira Tozawa definitely didn't need to be used in a lot of those different skits. But he's funny. He's good. He's got it. I mean, that's what you really want when you've got a guy like this. You want him to be good in the ring, good on the mic, and at the same time, you also want him to have that ability to really make everybody laugh and stuff. That's why I like R-Truth, he's got the entire package. So at the end of the day, I think that this does not mean the end for Akira Tozawa. It means the end for Akira Tozawa's, ninja gimmick, which is low-key racist if we're just gonna throw that out there. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Of all the gimmicks to give him, why that one, But that's just me. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm just gonna leave that there for whoever wants to pick that up. Obviously, down the line, this means that he could potentially be in a different type of gimmick. Hopefully, he goes back to, if he goes back to like saying a bunch of different times and like, dropping his entire body weight on people, and doing the snap Germans again, then man, listen, I'm all for it, all right? So only time will tell, okay? Finally, Akira, nope. See, because they have A's in their name, man. WWE is reportedly dropping Austin Theory's selfie gimmick. As seen on this week's episode of WWE Raw, Austin Theory faced off against Dolph Ziggler. The two WWE superstars were evenly matched until Theory snapped and took out his frustration on the veteran superstar. Theory planted Ziggler with back-to-back A-Town downs and threw him out of the ring. Theory eventually ended up throwing Ziggler onto the steel steps. Theory continued to deliver an aggressive beatdown until security arrived to stop him. While speaking about the incident on the recent installment of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer mentioned that WWE trying to seemingly reset Theory's gimmick and present a more vicious side to his character. Yeah, this show is all about making Austin Theory dump the selfie thing, which quite frankly, if you're gonna make him a top guy, you need to dump it. That was very much the second match guy gimmick anyway. So they're dumping that and they're trying to get him to be more of a vicious guy and put him in there. He lost to Seth last week, but they're gonna go with the big Seth Rollins and Austin Theory feud. It looks like. Yeah, they're gonna make a meal out of them, maybe even on the pay-per-view. Personally, listen, you say whatever you want. I feel as though that you could make a main guy have the selfie gimmick. I don't think the selfie gimmick was that bad. I think that it was something, I think that it was something that his character had, and when Vince was still there, he was like low-key the top guy, right? As much as Vince wanted to shove it down our throats, I don't know. I don't really see the selfie thing as like a secondary gimmick type deal. I think that you could really make some. If Hacksaw Jim Duggan can make a piece of wood over, you know what I'm saying? Like if Perry Saturn can make a mop over, but then again, Perry Saturn wasn't really a top guy. That was actually punishment. I don't know. But that's just me. Really, it all goes down to preference. So, also, I just want to say I was right. All right, way back in the days of old, I was talking about how Theory is losing on purpose, and it's all meant to be, it's meant to be fodder for his character and everything, right? It's meant to essentially sort of like, what am I trying to say here? It's happening on purpose. That's essentially what I'm trying to say. It's all meant to be happening on purpose. He's losing on purpose, and then I don't remember if I said this specifically, but he's going to have that one big loss, and then he snaps. Then that's pretty much what happened. Because I think that's a good, thing for your character. Like, if you're losing, your character should be upset that they're losing, and then eventually there should be like that one big match that they lose or something, and then that's what changes their gimmick around. Theory sounds like he's changing the selfie gimmick, and if anybody saw the clip of the explanation that he made for why he wasn't able to cash in and all that sort of stuff, I think that that's enough reasoning for you to be like, all right, maybe he's not that bad, because he had a good point. The bloodline, there's literally 5 of them. How are you going to cash in when all of them are going to be there to stop him and everything? And I think it was a pretty decent idea that I think that it was good that he was going after the NXT Championship and he was trying to cash in on the United States title and stuff like that. And again, he was trying to cash in on the United States title and Bobby Lashley stopped him. So I don't know, man. In my honest opinion, I feel like he definitely had a lot of decent opinions and he had a lot of good points and everything. But obviously, there's going to be people in the or in the wrestling circle going to be like, yeah, whatever, he still lost and all that sort of stuff. So I mean, it is what it is, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. What do we talk about, boys? Triple H never lost any interest in the Judgment Day. I mean, it was pretty obvious to tell considering the fact that they were on the recent Crown Jewel pay-per-view and everything, and AJ Styles is getting in a feud with Finn Balor. But see, this is what I'm talking about. They're not feuding with the entirety of the stable anymore. Now they're like, like a chocolate bar, they break off a square. That's what's happening right now. I really like that. Akira Tozawa hints at a WWE departure. I don't think that he's actually leaving. I just think that he's dropping the ninja gimmick, which is good. I can't wait to see him back in the ring. And WWE is also dropping the Austin Theory Selfie Gimmick, which again makes sense. It goes with his character. I told you this was going to happen, okay? He was going to get all those losses and eventually it was going to weigh him down and he was going to be like, you know what, I can't take this anymore. And Dolph Ziggler just so happened to not accidentally, but he just so happened to be the guy that just, got messed up at the end of the day. It is what it is, okay? Wrong place, wrong time. I don't know what to tell you. Folks, that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully everybody has a wonderful tonight and a wonderful tomorrow. As always, big hugs. Big hugs all around.